Not everyone will be getting their permanent residency, and that's the hard pill that we have to swallow. So, in this video, let's talk about that. Why is that? My name is Coach MC, and you are watching Esli Canada, where we help aspiring international students to navigate their life here in Canada. If you're new to our channel, make sure that you are subscribed and also like this video if you want to see more videos like this. Gone were the days where you can just easily get your permanent residency here in Canada despite not having work experience here, despite not having a high scores in English tests. Those were the days because a lot of provinces in Canada is now changing their immigration policy. And remember, 800,000 came here to Canada as an international student, hoping that they will be getting the permanent residency. But keep in mind that we have only limited invitations every year to get your permanent residency. For example, in British Columbia, they are now changing the immigration policy for the international graduate stream, and that will take effect this coming January 2025. And they increased the increased requirement to CLB8, and you are now required to have a work experience. And if you notice, the BCPNP, they are rolling out limited invitations for the provincial nominee, and that really affected the cutoff score from 108 and now up to 131 for the general category. So if you're someone who are looking into moving to British Columbia, you want to study there, eventually hoping you will get invited, you have to make sure that you calculate your scores before considering moving here. If your scores is not really close to 131, think again. Maybe British Columbia is not the best province for you. Now in Alberta, they're also changing how they're giving out their invitation to apply for the provincial nominee program. So basically, they will give out invitation to apply every single month, and once they reach the cap, they will close the stream. So how many people in Alberta are aiming to get the permanent residency, and how many invitations are they giving out every single month? Are they enough? And that's going to be tough for people, especially outside of Alberta. Because the chances of you getting invited for the provincial nominee in Alberta, you need to either have a connection, family connection in Alberta, you need to have a job offer in Alberta, you either graduate in Alberta or have a work experience in Alberta. And that's how you plan when you are moving to Alberta. You need to know the chances of you getting invited and also align your occupations to what they need in Alberta. They need tourism, they need someone working in tech, they need someone working in healthcare. And if you're gonna be in the general category, it will be tough for you as well. But how about us in Ontario? What's gonna happen to us? You know what's been happening for the recent years where there's so many students from Ontario moving to another province like Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Atlantic. And ever since I came to Canada, I knew that, being in Ontario, it's gonna be tough for you to get your permanent residency. And I've been vocal about that ever since. I made so many videos here in my channel about it. And basically for Ontario, the usual pathway before was the Canadian Experience class, right? And that was paused for like 2 years, and now they resume that. Maybe that's your chances of you getting invited for a PR, but check the cutoff score. It's still 500 points. So we're hoping that it will go down. But when? When it's gonna go down, right? So now, many students from Ontario move to Manitoba or are just gonna move to Atlantic. But Manitoba and Atlantic, they're starting to close their doors from outsiders. So you have to think again. Let's say you're moving to another province. What are your chances to get invited if you're gonna move there? So before you move, check the immigration pathways there, right? Do you have the pathway there? And that's what happened in PEI as well, right? In PEI, they're having rallies right now. And most of the students in there, they came from Ontario. And they're hoping that they're gonna get the residency. However, they changed the policy. PEI changed the policy, and they are now prioritizing their own residents, right? And Unless you're in the industry like construction or healthcare, you might be able to get in. And that's the main importance of getting the right program, getting into the right industry, getting into the right occupation. Because if you mess your occupation, if you mess your plan, that's what's gonna happen. And if you're only looking at one immigration pathway, it's difficult. You need more than one. You need more than one pathway here. You need to have plan A, plan B, plan C. That's the sad truth, right? That we really have to accept that it will be really tough for people that graduated last year and this year. It will be a tough competition for the permanent residency. But MC, what's your take on the rally that is happening right now in PEI? To be honest with you, this is just my own opinion, and everyone has, they're entitled to have their own opinion. I don't agree that we should, impose or ask the government to change the law for us. We're just a temporary resident in Canada. That's the truth, right? Whatever they do in the immigration law, we have to adopt. And for those people who are rallying right now, the only advice that I could give them is exhaust all the possible pathways that you have. And that's maybe the advice that I could give to people who are coming here. Don't waste your PGWP. Plan ahead. You should know what to do in your first year of postgrad work permit. Don't waste your time. You have 3 years of postgrad work permit. Plan ahead. Because, 3 years, it will end in a snap. And everyone is deserving to become a permanent resident here. Everyone is deserving. But it's just that not everyone is entitled to have it. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you need legal advice, we have partnered immigration consultant. You can just connect with us. We can also help you plan your location, program, and or your occupation here in Canada. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.